Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and you're joining me for another episode of Hot and Sweaty in Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, right here. It's our oval window. It's been on the channel many times before, mainly for buttoning up because it went through, if you watched the saga of it, it was in and out of the body shop. So I would work on it a little bit, it would go back to the body shop, then it'd come back to me to get finished up, and then it would go back to the body shop, and then come. Basically, it's a pinball, ping pong ball. The thing with the paddles, I guess is what I'm getting at. What the hell is that? Paddle ball? Anywho, you know what, ping pong. There it is. That's what it is. It's a ping pong ball. But digressing, regressing, it is back again for some, well, maintenance. If you remember, I think one of the last episodes we put the narrow drop beam on this thing, full disc brake conversion, all that stuff. All that stuff is great. Upgraded to dual master, all that happy-go-lucky stuff, and the car drove fine. Since then, the owner's had it back for a few months now, and he's been able to put some mileage on it. One thing, if you watch the drive video, there was a rattle, a tinking, a metal noise, and I thought I found it in this vent window. I don't know if he even did anything with it, but yeah, there's a tappy, jingly noise out of this vent window, and I thought that's what it was. Needless to say, it was not, and I don't think it is, and I think the owner actually inadvertently found it. He's putting new drum brakes on this car, and well, his e-brake spreader bar was just doing, you know, F all in there. So, digressing, regressing, long story longer, his Type 3, he also owns that red squareback Type 3 that I did the dual carb conversion on. It wouldn't start. I made a house call. I was going to change out the fuel pump, sound like a fuel pump. Turns out it was the fuse. Wiggle jiggle on the fuse, thing fired right up as it should. Well, he had this thing torn apart, and I was looking at it, you know, took my eyeballs, and I think we were on the passenger side, and the wheel cylinder is locked up. So it's basically max-ish extension, and that spreader bar is just jingling around. So, digressing, regressing from the regressing of the regressional story that I was originally telling, it's in here for wheel cylinders. Pads look good, or shoes look good, and it has new drums on it. So I'm just going to slap 2 new wheel cylinders in it, bleed this system down, take it out, maybe our rattle's going to go away, and, you know, give it back to them. Hopefully a nice, quick, easy video that's faster than this intro. Because, wow, that's, yeah, I said a lot of words. But anyway, now let me roll this car forward. We're doing the floor routine again, just due to the fact that, actually, we'll start on that side because I know it's screwed up and it's already there and the jack's there. Because our 71 bus Moonbeam is still occupying the lift. So, yeah, break out the old age and the up and downs. Let's get to it. Join me over there. All right, guys, got to put you on the little tripod. Stay maybe more warm and comfy. But let me get start getting this thing, you know, doing stuff. Tightening the jack should help it go up. All right, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to NASCAR this wheel off. If you watch the series, I've never been in these, in the drums. They were supposedly, come on. They were supposedly done by another shop. The other shop's been on this channel a couple times, or customers of the other shop have been on this channel. Anyway, wheels should have been done by another shop. Digressing, regressing with that. hardly any noise. Wheel cylinders are, like I said, shot on this side. They were supposed to be new, and well, you'll see with me that is not true. See how this was just out and everything's locked up. I don't know if you adjusted them, but I'm hoping to NASCAR this off. Boink. All right, let me get a screwdriver, some pliers. Yeah, shoes still look good. Everything in here looks good. Nothing's leaking. Parts were changed, so that's a good thing. But let me get a screwdriver. Let me see if I can show you, and a flashlight to show you what's going on. Body mount's blown up. All right, come a little closer. Let's have a Kumbaya story hour with doing this. All right, wheel cylinder. Like I said, the wheel cylinder is locked up. Switch beam, not in the face. Makes me money. But yeah, the spreader bar is actually tight now. But when I was at his place, this guy was just a mess. It was all over the place. And these wheel cylinders, yeah, are locked. You can't even rotate them. So what's happening is they're out, and well, they're out, or it's out as much as it can be. They're not leaking, which is good, but they are, I think maybe one side might be working. But let's get this thing out real quick. It should be a fairly, not so much of a pain in the butt job. It's replace 2 cylinders, bleed the system, and drive the car. That is the ultimate plan right now. Pull that top spring off, pull these shoes back, and free up the wheel cylinder. Spin that light. 10, 11, and 13. I need the wrench for the bleeder. It's either going to be a 6, an 8, or, like whatever other size. That's hand tight now. Bleeder screws hand tight. That wheel cylinder isn't even tight. I mean, it is raining. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, the legs. This wheel cylinder, I haven't even loosened it yet, but it's not even tight in here. So that's a good thing. Yep, did a brake job, just couldn't tighten anything. Completely fine. Again, not what I'm expecting, but what I'm expecting. Alright, let's loosen this. See, now it's already basically loose. Man, why is it such a tight fit in here? Pull that 13 in the back. Get this guy prepped. Did I seriously grip? I thought I grabbed an 8. The new ones usually are 8s. The old ones are about 7s. There we go. Yeah, we'll look at that one in a second. trying to get these threads to align. Again, the lack of fluid dripping is kind of odd to me. Actually, no, it's not, because the master cylinder right now is a dual cylinder and it's lower currently than what I'm working on, because it's over the it clips onto the master. It doesn't ride in the fender well. So this makes sense. Gravity, you can't flow uphill. Come on. Alright, that's on. Now let's actually tighten this thing. Nice. Tighten the line. Yeah, I forgot the reservoir for the master cylinder is mounted down low. So like I said, fluid obviously can't flow uphill. Turn. So, eek, not even a quarter. Snug and a bit more. You don't want to overkill them. Bleeder. Put the bleeder back in. Snug like. Let's get these guys to align. And where do I put the spring? Like, all right, this side is done. All right, wheel cylinder. This is the one we pulled out. Pull back the boots. There's fluid in it, so that's a good thing. It wasn't like it was dry. But yeah, all right. This side's free. I can actually spin this side. Oh, it freed up. It was not, it was stuck. I don't know if the bore's bad or not. But this thing was, you could ask the owner, because I put a screwdriver on it, kind of like what I just did. And it would not rotate. Looks like it's the right cylinder. It's not like they used the wrong one. But there's a ton of grime and dirt in this thing. So I'm wondering if it had like a false, oh crap. Oh yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a, I don't know how well it'll focus, but yeah, this thing is basically, I mean, it is crap. With the amount of stuff that's in it. Which, again, it is what it is. Alright, so this is done. I'm gonna, crap, I screwed myself by not taking the wheel off. I'm not on my lift. Damn it. Because if I put the wheel, I need the wheel on to bleed the brakes. Or the drum on. I don't need the wheel on because I gotta get to the, oh, this is what happens when I try to be smart. Alright, I gotta put the wheel on. Put that there for now. Gotta put the wheel on to take, well, I gotta put the drum on to take the wheel off to then get to the bleeder. Yeah, this jingle is what he thinks he's hearing. Which could possibly be it. I'll adjust his e-brake cable. But I don't know. I don't know how this noise would have transmuted all the way through. Ow. Oh, please. I'm happy I looked at that because I'm not, God damn it, I'm not on the, in the perch. I wonder if that's, I didn't look at it too much the first time. Oh, son of a biscuit. This is what he's hearing. Which is not what you want to hear. I don't think this is the right bar. Something's not right back here. It's probably because I don't have the drum on. But it wasn't in the, it wasn't where it was supposed to live. All right. All right, let me get the wheel assembly on, and then let me get the wheel off so that we can do the other side and, yeah, then bleed this. Bleeding's gonna, hopefully bleeding's not too bad because the car is elevated. And I'll check the fluid in the reservoir. It should be full. If it's full, it's only gonna take probably about 2-3 pumps. So I won't even, I don't want to put the whole car up in the air unless I need to. This is dumb. All right, wheel. This was a great idea. Stop raining. Ugh. Yeah, if you're just doing a brake job, do it this way. So much easier. Yeah, it's all the way back now. Shoot this on. Ooh, your leg's in the way. I just don't feel like getting up. Now I'm just getting even lower. It's going well. Yeah, we'll adjust the drum out. And what I'm going to do is the same way I always adjust these things, is I adjust them until it basically locks up the wheel on both sides evenly. And then I will come back and after bleeding, typically the pressure loosens off and you may or may not have to adjust them at all. because the pads still have to center. So usually the bleeding action centers the pads. Now when you're running these stupid things out, you want to make sure they stay even. You don't want to have like one side all the way out and then one side all the way in. Alright, that wheel is basically locked up for what I can do. Alright, let me go on to the other side, bleed it, or change out that wheel cylinder. I'll show up if there's any developments. Put a cotter in this side. Take off this wheel. I got to get a jack stand to hold this side up now. Actually, no, I don't. We're going to leave this wheel on. I didn't screw up. We're going to leave this wheel on, drop the car, do the other side, call the paramedics because I'm not getting up because it's cool under here. Going to do the other side, leave this wheel on. We got to still cotter it. And then we'll just jack up the whole car backside from the rear cross member. And we can blow off both tires. This way I'm not I'm not playing the floor routine with a jack. I feel like I'm crying because I got so much sweat in my eyes. All right, plan. Cotter first, because I'm going to forget it. This is going well. There's like 3 different style lug nuts. It's good. All right, I'll be right back. I'll knock out the other side real quick. Well, like most things, developments happened on this side. I wish I was filming, but I was not because I figured it'd be pretty straightforward. This is what always bites me in the butt. All right. First thing that happened, and none of this is major, but first thing that happened, the center nut wasn't tight, really. It was significantly looser than the other side, which I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. The big thing that happened was when I pulled the drum off. I don't know. There was no the spring, wherever the spring went. There it is. The spring literally fell out of the drum, so it was just doing whatever the hell it wanted in here. So, yeah. I would say braking was a slight issue on this side. Move these adjusters in some. If you have weird braking, that could be the reason for it. Hopefully. This is a partial spring kit. I'm hoping I have the right size pins. LL Y. Y should be the short one. I have 1 pin left. Looks about right. Y. If you didn't know, if you get a spring kit on the backside, at least on these best brake kits that I get, boop, they're stamped Y and L. Y, no pun intended, I don't know, but the Y's are shorter and the L's are longer. It's either a Y, well, it is a Y. This is either well, it's either an L or a 7. Looking at it, it looks like a 7 more than an L. I don't know. Well, let's do something I wasn't planning on doing and putting a keeper on. And that one seems fine. The springs are all the same. It's just the those studs. This could have also been a noise he was hearing. He did, when he said he was driving here, he did say his braking performance was weird. Like, it would work fine and then wouldn't. And I would say this, holy crap, I got it first try. This was the problem because it was just kind of, you know, scooting all over the place. So throw that in there. That's at least secured now. And well, I can tell you it was at least there when he put the drums on. Because I don't see taking a drum off and just, you know, putting, unless it was like hung up somewhere and he didn't see it. But this thing just fell out with the drum. Get rid of that. But all right, back to what I was doing originally. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Only good thing is I do keep random-ish spare parts on hand. And this bar is fine. Now I could only change out one wheel cylinder, but we're here and we'll change out both. For prosperity. And I did take the wheel off this time. Still got the other one on the other side. Like the other, like this. Prep it. Boink, boink. Boink. Get that off. And it is all repetitious. Bleeder. Line. Let's do the right thing and crack this one loose first before. Ooh, I thought you were going to spin. Crack this thing loose first before we go nuts and take off the bottom. Yeah, hopefully the combination between this, some loose parts, braking performance will be back to where it should be. Because like I said, I drove this, I mean, if you've watched these videos, I drove this car. Felt fine after the front end. Maybe I said that there was a weirdness, but I was attributing it, I could have been attributing it to the front brake scrubbing in. I'm going to recommend a hard line. Did I not bring my... Nope, it's sitting over there. This caliper was, or wheel cylinder was at least tight. This one definitely has fluid in it. That's not going to work. The creaking means I'm probably going to break this damn thing. But the big thing is you need to, you don't need to, you can force them on, but so I don't strip things, like to be able to start these by hand. And then, you know, proceed to strip them. Gives me the warm and fuzzies. There we go. Next brake job this car gets, because everything still looks fine in here, but the next brake job this car is going to get, I am recommending all new rear lines. If you remember, we did do fronts already. It's one of those cost things. How much do you want? They're not broken, they're working. They're just, to me, not the best, I guess. I don't know how else to say that. They can be done much better. I don't remember running the lines like that. Top line. We'll put the bleeder in. Tight and eek. Get out of there. Bleeder. Slam the drum on. Nope. Good thing. Spring. I know one of you astute viewers would have caught that. There we go. Drum doesn't slide on. Sometimes just knock your pads around. If they're too high up or too high or too far down, they'll do that. They'll just stick. All right, I'll come here. Like I said, this wheel cylinder was a lot better. It's not all garbaged in here like the other one was. I think it was compounding issues on either end, whether it was a completely locked up cylinder or locking up cylinder, or if it was just, you know, doing whatever it wanted to do. But definitely not harming it fixing this, because we did find some issues. See, something's hitting right now. And it's the spring. It's exactly what we just changed. I can feel it. It's grabbing on, it has to be grabbing on this. So what I'm going to have to do, this is probably what happened before. This spring was a little too long. And it's grabbing on the back of the drum. All right, I'm gonna have to take this off, put washers on that pin so I can get it to suck down more. All right, I'm back. Ugh. I have 3 washers. Let's probably let me see what that looks like. It might be excessive, and then we'll go back because we can remove them. Way excessive. What do 2 look like? Let's go with 1. Didn't sound like it was hitting by much. Yeah, it looks semi-okay. Now the fun part, getting this whole shooting match back together. turn. All right, spring on. And it's not hitting. That's all I needed, a little shim. I want to bet that that's what might have happened. No one checked the run out and it popped it off. Now the old drum could have been fine. These new drums might be machined a little differently. Drum on. No, we're hitting still. I can see the spring hit. Oh, and I mean, it's not much. It's like one right here. It's like one little miss machine. I'm gonna grind down the backside of this to give clearance, because I'm not gonna be able to get another spacer in, I don't think. Oi! All right. Whew. Cleaned up the flats. So hopefully this damn thing don't hit now. Cause that's stupid. Hey, nut. Get out of there. Yeah, because I don't want to put another shim in. All right. Good. All right. Cotter. I already put the cotter on the other side. Oh. Good enough. All right, bleed the system. Let me get my bleeders, blow off that other wheel, and or get my bleeder and blow off that other wheel, and we should be good to bleed this thing. Let's do a quick bleed on this thing. Crack open this bleeder screw. Give that pedal a couple pumps. Oh. And yes, I'm starting on this side. Bubbles. 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 Tell you, dual master is working nicely. Good. Tighten. Drink. Bled. Run around to the other side. Do the same thing. Crack that. Where's my stick of justice? So I can do the right thing. Way under the freaking car. And wash my bottle. Yes, I know, sexy man pose. Lengthen my stick of justice for optimal pushing. One, bubbles, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, slipped, 7, eat. And that should be good. One more for prosperity. Good. Oh, tighten that bleeder. Boop. No air. Perfect. Put the bleeder cover on. Get rid of this. Bleeder cap. What's that feel like? Rock hard. Absolutely perfect. What we want. All right, because you're all the way over there. Gonna slam the wheels on. We're done. Brakes are in. They're bled. Relatively quick. No issues. Guess next scene. Just gonna take it out for a quick rip. Nothing major. We know the car runs and drives, so on and so forth. Just wanted to see, make sure that we don't have weird. Like I said, he said the pedal would feel weird and then it would come back and then feel weird and drove fine, so on and so forth. I can almost guarantee it was that spring. But I'm more or less curious if the rattle somehow went away with fixing that the e-brake spreader. But yeah, guess next scene we'll be on the road. Just like I said, for a quick tootle, if you will. Also, you know what? Scratch that. Not the next scene. One thing I do want to do is, if you remember my test drive video, the engine is excessively loud with the fan, or what I think is the fan. I've never heard a fan so loud before. What happened here? It's like I split my pants, but I didn't. The weird seaming. Anywho, it looks like a zipper. It's not. And my crotch is still there, so we're good on that part. Regressing what I was saying. Sounds like the fan is super loud. I want to take the belt off this thing and see if it's not the generator bearings eating themselves alive. Because the more I think of it, I've never heard a fan so loud, especially like this. Hell, my 2180 just ripping at $7,000 doesn't make this noise. So yeah, let me get the wheels on, pop this engine cover, pull the fan pulley off, and see if it might be the generator, not the fan, that's whirring like crazy. Or it could be the fan. It might be missing a blade or something like that. I don't know. It's just loud, is what I'm getting at. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, let's do some quick noise diagnosis. I lost my socket. Found my socket. Yeah, because I don't know if you guys remember or watched, or if this is the first time you guys seen this or whatever, but this thing makes a tremendous noise back here. And that wasn't very tight. I would like to know if it's the fan itself or if it is the generator going out. Going on, generator. I don't know if it's picking up in my mic, but yeah, there's our issue. Just put that nut on. And see, now it's still a generator car. I'm just going to recommend him to drive it till it blows up, because it's not going to do anything harmful. And we'll convert it to alternator, because it's single port and we got to tear everything apart. Where's the drill? All right, that battery's dying, but let's see if we can make noise. I don't know if it's picking up, but it's the generator. The bearings are out. But it's charging, like I said, until it goes kaputskis. I'll just have him run it, just with the caveat that, well, it's going to get changed. But yeah, because it's Singapore, everything has to come out of this thing, and new gaskets, new stuff like that, to get this shroud out for the most part. And it's supposed to go back to the paint shop yet again to get fixed. But at least I know what the noise is. Because like I said, this thing was atrociously loud driving, and I've never had one so loud. But yeah. I don't know how well it picks up, but you can hear it scraping around in there. Oh, a wrench. Tight, good. All right, what? It doesn't have a plate light. Huh. Okay. Anyway, guess next scene, join us on the road. I checked the fluid, just doing it. Borescope in there, it's good. Barely even went down. So we know what the loud noise is. The brakes should be fine. Like I said, we'll just take a quick rip. But yeah, next scene, let's just get her on the road. Probably even in the morning because, well, roads are probably dry now, but it's a little weird and overcasty, so not a big deal. At least we know we're done on this one. Push you back into the corner, and we'll start working on that one for another episode. Wrap up Moonbeam. All right, join me on the road. Boop 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 boop. Oh. All right, guys, what the hell am I aiming at? Try that. All right. Anywho's and ways. Car obviously is on the ground, and we're getting ready for a quick, I don't know, test drive. I did throw in a blinker relay. The one that was in here wasn't like the best. It would apparently like flash 2 or 3 times and then stop, but or stop working, or at least not register here. But now it's working, so that's a thing. Yeah, let's just get on the road. We didn't do anything mechanical. What do the brakes feel like? Oh, firm right off the bat. There's no, like, you know, down to the floor and then build up pressure. So let's hope they're good. Fire in the hole. Maybe. Car does run good. All right. Like I said, it's just going to be a quick drive. We didn't do any. Let me check gas. So we don't have a fuel gauge. It's going to be a quick drive. We didn't do anything mechanical, just braking. So, one second, let me check fuel. All right, like I said, this is just to be a quick thing. Join me on the road. All right, brakes feel good. I mean, a few times I used them. The car drives, well, just as good as I gave it back to him. Still want to work on the steering. He didn't come in for that yet, but it still doesn't self-center. So I'm thinking we'll throw some caster shims under the front end. And she's blinking. Yeah, it needs some caster shims in the front end just to bring it to hopefully get those wheels to center. Also, I hate the blinker stalk because it's so close to the steering wheel. You tend to hit it with your fingers. But that's a me problem. Other than that, idling fine. Where are we going, people? And the brakes are, like I said, brakes are perfect. But that damn generator. It is loud. At least I know what it is now. Can't see nothing. Yeah, the lack of self-centering is, you've got to be on your toes. It's not, you know, a terrible thing. It's just not ideal. This car does drive good. Like I said, I just want to get a few miles on it, make sure that those brakes are going to keep working, which, I mean, they are. For a 1500, well, it's a single port. I'm just going, it's a 1500. This car pulls pretty good. No squeaks, no rattles. That tinging is gone. I just realized that. It had to have been that brake. Little feedback in the pedal. Yeah, it had that jingle jangling. That's gone. It's either the brakes or the wheels. It had to have been in the brake. Weird. I've never would have thought that e-brake bracket being off or just flopping around. Well, in combination with the brakes being bad, I never would have thought that. Because I shook the crap out of this car and couldn't make it do that. That's what I mean. The blinker switch is very inconvenient. It's right where your fingers want to be. This is by far the noisiest car I've driven in. Scratch that. This is by far the quietest, noisiest car I've driven in. I don't like lugging engines, but it's one of the ones I want to get into fourth as quick as possible to shut it up. I mean, even lugging it, the car's running great. Oof. But, all right. I've done everything I've needed to do. We'll head back to the shop. Shush! Thank you. Yeah, we'll head back to the shop. I just want to make sure that everything was good. That fan is definitely, well, the generator sucks. But yeah, let's let me go back to the shop and close this out. Speedometer lies, there's no way I'm doing 60. Maybe 40? I don't know. But this thing cruises. Sounds good. Well, minus the generator. Sounds good, rides good. Yeah, sure, just pull right in front of me, that's fine. You're lucky I just did brakes. Oh, and now you just want to immediately turn. That's cool too. And you're not even looking. Effing people around here. What are you doing? Stay. You're not going to stay. You're just going to be annoying. I'm fighting with this. Why now? Why do you want to fall down now? You guys seen it. I didn't touch it. It's actually quite annoying that it doesn't want to stay up. The owner at least is shorter than me, so maybe it doesn't annoy him. It's just like, you know, in my field of view. Blink, 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 blink. Blinker's working fine. That's good. That's the only major thing we did. I don't know what the hell that was. Big cam, unless developments happen, but should be good to go. Quick break video and test drive. All right, guys, closing out the video on the oval window. Stopped fine, drove fine. Blinkers blinked. I didn't show changing out the blinker relay. It's watch me wiring this thing. I mean, we had to do the wiring. Where it is, I just two-prong relay, pull out, put a new one in. I did use a LED flasher relay, so it's more consistent. I don't know if the load per the relay that was in here wasn't enough to basically trip that relay. If you didn't know, blinker relays work on resistance. Basically, it heats up. It's a breaker, so it heats up, it blinks, it cools down. It just basically does. It's on heat for the most part, resistance. LED flasher relay doesn't care. It gets signal in and it'll just put out a consistent flash. So that life hack, do that if you don't know, or if you are having issues with flashing. But digressing, regressing. Brakes work good, car drove good, wheels didn't fall off, and that jingle jangle is gone. I guess if you have a random jingling in the back of your car and you can't find it, check the e-brake spreader bar. It's new to me. But with that said, I don't know how much more of a exciting episode I could have made this. It probably was not. But if you did like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.